We're going to be diving into how to save estimating time. And I'm going to share the basic principles that we can put into practice to save a lot of time in estimating. And I'm just going to go over three main points. I'm going to show you how you can cut estimating time significantly by building a template, building production rates, and potentially even saving an entire job as a template, depending on what kind of work that you do. At the end of the day, the North Star is I want to make it really fast to estimate the type of work that I do day in, day out. Some of you will be able to put most everything you do into templates and production rates. Others, not so much. It just depends how custom you get with projects that you do, with the work that you do. But there's almost always opportunities to streamline your process and stop doing things the same way manually every time. And what I mean by that is, I'll just start off by giving you an example of a contractor I worked with. I'd been using SynkedUP for 2 years, and I was just together with him at an event, and he was doing a real estimate, and I saw he was dragging and dropping his items from his item catalog to his estimate, and he was doing it the exact same way every time. He kept on doing it over and over and over again. We sat down, and 10 minutes later had turned that into a template, and it was like mind blowing. It's not that it's rocket science. Some of you may already be doing this in practice really, really well. Others may be knowing that you should, but not sure what it looks like or how to get it done. And so my goal today is just to, wherever you're at, whether you have no templates and production rates yet, or you're already using them, is just to move you one step further into optimizing your process. I'm going to start off at bottom level. Step one is just make a list of the different types of work that you do. If it's like patios, water features, fire features, lighting, just make a list of the different types of work that you do. And then once you have that list, let's go build templates for each thing. And we can for sure do templates for each thing. We may or may not be able to do production rates for each thing, but I would still do production rates wherever possible. Just make a list of the kinds of work, the kind of jobs that you do on a regular basis. And if you need a little memory boost, just go back to last year's jobs and look like, okay, yeah, patio, oh yeah, lighting, oh yeah, outdoor kitchen, oh yeah, this, oh yeah, that, until you kind of have a list of all of your main services there. And then pick the one that feels the most familiar to you, the kind that you estimate day in, day out. And then let's go build a template. I will go ahead and share my screen and just kind of build a hypothetical template with you so you can see the way my brain's working as we're doing this. All right, let's do it. In the setup section over here in SynkedUP, you can see a item called templates. I'm just going to click into that. And I already have boatloads of templates built into here, but I'm going to start over from scratch just so you guys can see what I'm doing. Let's say that I'm just going to pick my favorite example because it's so easy. Let's say that I estimate patios all the time, or sidewalks, because we do hardscape. So I'm going to create a template. I'm just going to call it a patio template. Now I'm literally going to pretend that I'm bidding the job. Let's say I pick a 500 square foot patio, and I'm going to pretend that I'm bidding this job for Mrs. Jones at a 500 square foot patio. So the first step, pick the type of work, patio, fictitious job, 500 square foot patio, and let's pretend we're actually building an estimate. So I'm going to open my catalog browser. I'm going to throw in my labor. I'm going to search for everything that I'm going to need. So I'm going to throw in my pavers. I am going to look for my geotextile. And I'm going to look for my aggregate. So my base rock and my setting bedstone. I'm going to look for my edge restraint. I am going to look for my poly sand or joint sand. There we go. So you see what I did is I did in the template screen what I would do for any estimate. Like I'm pretending that I'm literally putting a bid together for a 500 square foot patio. So in its most basic, simplistic form, a template is nothing more than a checklist of all the things that I need for that type of work, so that I don't get caught in the situation of, oh yeah, man, I forgot it. I want to make sure that I'm not forgetting anything. The very most basic form of it is just a checklist, and even just having that is a dramatic boost in how in reducing the time it takes to build an estimate, because I'm not having to search and find those products over and over and over again for every bid. So what I did there in whatever it was, 60 to 90 seconds, now all I have to do when I'm building a real bid is find that template, bring it in, and little things. And then once I have that list, now the question is, well, how much labor do I need? And how much pavers do I need? How much fabric do I need? And this is where the hypothetical part of this job becomes important, because remember I said I'm hypothetically going to build a 500 square foot patio, so it's not a real job, but that's step two, an upgrade from just the basic list of items in my template is now let me build productions. So first, let's start with labor right here on the top of the screen. A default quantity is good if it's the exact same thing every time, like maybe like a fire pit or something where it's the same thing every time. It takes the same amount of hours every time. But in an example of a patio, it depends. It depends on, is it 150 square feet? Is it 500? Is it 1,200? So it depends. And that, when the scale of the job can get bigger or smaller, then a production rate is much more helpful. And a lot of times when I share on, I run into people that will say yeah, I get it. I want to do a production rate. I get what it is. It's a formula that helps me calculate how much of a thing I need, but I don't know my production rates because I have. But let's start with the baseline. And the baseline is, let's build a production rate to turn the way you estimate now. Okay, let me describe what I mean by that. So let's say I'm doing this 500 square foot patio, okay? And now let's say I know from my experience that doing a 500 square foot patio is going to take my crew 3 days. That's just what I know from experience. I don't know my production rate, but I know that a 500 square foot patio would take 3 days. All I have to do is turn it into a formula. Well, how many man hours are represented in 3 days? Well, I have 3 people on my crew. We work 10-hour days, 30 hours a day, 30 man hours a day, times 3 days. And so here's where the magic starts. Now I can go in here and I can say that a 500 square foot patio would take. Do you see how I got there? Do you see the mental path that I took?